I think that would be right up at. You know what, Antonio? You know what I think you should do? Um, you should take a horse's temperature.
Mm, no. Okay. I tell you what. I'll make a deal with you.
Doctor, you know what I'm talking. That's why you laughed when I did it right. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I kind of know somewhat how you're supposed to take it. So I'll tell you what, I'll make a deal with you. I would do that, Adam, if you hold an anaconda around your neck.
Well, we already know that ain't gonna happen. So I don't know what you talking about. That ain't.
Well,
That's not even
hey,
a fair bet. I don't even know
I,
what.
I gave you I gave you an out.
You gave me an out. Shit, I never got in. You talking about you gave me an out? Chicken,
So
pigs, y'all catching pigs, chickens. You got deer meat. What? Who wanted to do the snake and why and how? And yeah, I got questions.
I don't know. I mean, it wasn't like nobody asked. That was just what was cooked. That was just what was
Yeah, I
there.
don't think nobody would ask. Like, oh, like, hey, by the way, let me get. I
Yeah,
need
that was
to
just what was cooked. The
look.
snake.
Another week, and we are back. For the first few weeks, you got to hear Antonio and myself chit chatted up about all kinds of stuff, hunting, bourbon, and whatnot. But we decided to class up the joint this week. Welcome back to another episode of the Bryant Land Show. I am AB3 at official Bryant Land. He is Antonio Marsh, Sergeant Antonio Marsh at Hunting the Marshes. Please don't date yourself by doing that. We got come on, man. We got a guest, and we you know what I'm saying. We classed up the joint this week. We got a lady in the building, Doctor. That's right, Doctor. Put some
you're right.
respect on this young woman's name, Doctor Shayla Cahill, another fellow South Carolinian. And as you can see, Doctor Cahill, my co-host here. I don't know what to say. He already came in with the button up. No good and hell well, we don't do button ups around here. Now he got water and glasses trying to look in extreme, yeah, kind of smart on the bottle. Lord have mercy. Dr. Cahill, thank you for joining the Bryant Land Show. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Is this your first podcast?
This is my first podcast. I've talked to so many people about actually doing one prior, but this is actually my first one I actually done.
Okay. All right. Well, you will find out very quickly that this is very informal, as you can see at the start. So we're just going to have a free-flowing conversation. I understand you are a outdoorsy kind of young lady. You also are a pharmacist. That's where your doctorate is in pharmacy, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So far, so good. Research has paid off. Good job, Antonio. Um, so
I'm good for something. See, kind of smart.
So, Shayla, before we get started, like in your background, like in the outdoors and whatnot, just tell us a little bit about yourself. Like I read your bio and I saw some very interesting things, but you grew up in South Carolina. You're a native of South Carolina. Just give us a little background about yourself.
Yes, I grew up in South Carolina. I've been here for most of my life. Both of my parents are actually from Tennessee, so I actually went to college in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Okay.
Um, yep. I actually graduated high school from there, so I went there for probably like 3 years of high school, and then I graduated from there, and then I went to college there.
Wait,
Um,
hold up, time out. So you graduated high school in 3 years?
with the no, no, I graduated. So I spent 1 year in high school here in Columbia.
Got it.
And then
Okay.
I moved to Tennessee and I did the rest of my high school there.
All right.
And
Well,
so,
let's not let the truth get in the way of a good story. Because I had a couple of
mhm.
people that graduated high school in 3 years, and I admire you, intelligently smart people. It took me 4 and it took me 5 to get out of the University of South Carolina. So,
Yeah,
uh,
high school, 4 to the max. I thought I was gonna be some summer school there for a minute, but I made it. For real.
so Antonio mentioned to me that you grew, I'm sorry, not, like you said, you grew up in between South Carolina and Tennessee,
Mhm.
but your father, who is a world-renowned sports agent, Tank Black, if you're familiar with any kind of sports in South Carolina, you have heard that name as a sports agent. But more importantly about you, you did some very interesting things in the summer that involved the state of North Dakota, is what I understand.
Yes. So I actually used to visit North Dakota every summer. I think I started probably when I was in like fifth grade. I went through all my middle school years. I think I stopped. I don't think I went. I think maybe I might have went my ninth grade year, and then that was probably the last time I've actually been in a long time. But yeah, I used to go up there. We probably used to stay like a week, and it would be like other families that we knew. But a guy that my father knew, he actually owned a place that he called the Rivery out in North Dakota. And
Oh,
basically, it wasn't a hotel, but it kind of reminds you of like a, let's say like a mansion, like a big house, but in the house it would have rooms like it was like a hotel. But then you would have like what made it homey was you would have like a regular common room, a game room for kids, and then you had they had a cook. And then you could go into like the kitchen like any time of the day or night. Then you also had like a pool and stuff like that. So it was like really family oriented. People brought their little kids. I mean, and these are people from all over the United States. They would come. But yeah, we it would be like a week of fun. So you would see these same people every year. So it was like y'all was kind of like little family because y'all be like, oh, I haven't seen you in so long, or it'd be 3 years. They'd be like, oh, girl, you done got so big, or like stuff like that, or and we did so many things. But I can't say that if I hadn't gone to North Dakota, I probably would have never done these things. I mean, we played so so many different games, I guess that you could call them games. We did mudding with pigs. So basically, they would let the little pigs go, and you would have to catch them, and it would
Stop
be
right
like you
there.
would be on teams.
Stop right there. That's what I want
We
to talk about.
played,
Let's talk about the pigs.
yes, the pigs.
go ahead, Antonio.
I want to know. Tell me about these pigs. I want to know the process of doing these pigs. I need you to break that down for me.
I mean, and they were like the little baby pigs too, so they were really, really fast. That's all I can say. That's all I remember. Like it would be me and my brother would be on a team with like it was a friend of mine, a girlfriend, and she was probably around the same age we were then, maybe like 2 years older than I was. But we'd be on this team, and then you would have a certain amount of time. So they would put like a timer on, but they would let the little pig go, and it's like you're trying to catch the pig, you running, but the pig is so little, and then if you get the pig, it's so slippery because it's like you're in mud. So
So y'all, so y'all had teams, and y'all were out basically out there chasing the piglets, and then so it was whoever could catch the most, or whoever could catch one first.
whoever could catch one first, I guess, in the shortest amount of time, because remember you're on a timer.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
So when we catch the pig, what do we do with it?
Once you catch the pig, they had like this little circle, and you would like put the pig through the circle. So I guess that would be like your ending time.
See, uh, uh-uh. So I'm thinking, what's that thing that you got, Adam?
What's that?
That big green egg or
Oh, Traeger.
Traeger? Yeah. See, I got a different process on catching these pigs. 'Cause I'm a hunter now. I'm not going ahead chasing no pigs for nothing. So I'm just saying, you supposed to say we on the ranch, so we're gonna have some bacon the next morning or something. I'm just saying. We're not getting muddy for no reason. I mean, we got to figure
Bacon,
something out.
eggs, pulled pork, barbecue, salt on like.
I'm just saying.
Look, I'm sure they probably did do that stuff, but not during that week. At least we couldn't see it. Now, one thing I can say is we did go corn picking. We would go corn picking.
Who?
We would pick corn.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the okay. When you say it
Yeah,
like that, like corn picking, it does like I see why Antonio's like, wait, what? But yeah, so you
Hey, I'm just saying. We're in
yeah,
the
so
South. I'm just trying to figure this out.
which is basically kind of an adventure as a little girl, right? Because like the stalks are already like double your size, like in height.
they were. And what I wasn't used to is they had very large locusts everywhere. They would be everywhere. So corn picking, I wasn't used to all those locusts everywhere. So it's like if you step, it's like a swarm of them. You know, you step and they were everywhere. So you picking corn. Now don't get me wrong, I love the corn picking because corn picking right off the stalk, that corn it don't taste anything like the corn that you get in the store. I
Oh
can
yeah.
definitely say that.
Oh yeah. That's like anything. Like you get it fresh off the farm, off the rip. It gonna taste differently before all the GMOs and all that processing and all that other bull get in it. It's gonna
Mhm.
taste different. Go ahead, Antonio. You look like you dying to jump in.
So you're kind of like a city girl getting thrust into the Northwest. Is that considered Northwest or Northern Wyoming or North Dakota?
North
What's that
Dakota.
area called?
Midwest. That's part of Midwest.
Mm-hmm.
So how was it being taken from the city environment and being thrown out into an environment like that? Did you kind of like just gravitate to it, or was it kind of like, hold on, wait a minute, Daddy, what we doing?
No, I actually enjoyed it. I loved it. I mean, every year when my dad would be like, we going to North Dakota, I was excited. I mean, and then they back then I mean, I'm sure they still do it now, but I didn't have cowgirl boots until I actually went to North Dakota, and I had me some little cowgirl boots. I mean, I had everything back then. I was a real cowgirl, honey.
But see, women always turn into something cute. I'm just saying. Okay, so Adam, let's back up a little bit. So
Okay.
Shayla, excuse me, Dr. Cahill. So we've known each other about 3 years, maybe.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I've actually gone on vacation with Dr. Cahill and her family. All right, it makes me think about golf because y'all women wasn't thinking about nothing but y'all golf outfits before we went.
Oh yeah. You gotta make
So
sure you have a good outfit.
you know what I'm saying? Because Adam, the guys are like, hey, we geared up, we got our stuff right. But let me tell you something. We got on the golf course. We end up getting 20 minutes behind play. You know why? Because every hole turned into a photo shoot.
I was about to say, it's probably taking selfies and, got to make the right pose. And you can't just take one picture. If you've ever taken pictures for a woman, you already know. If you just take like three, they look at you like, what you doing? You got to take 15, 20. They got to move. They got to shimmy. They got to move to the side. They got to step into the sun. We got to put
You're
in.
right.
Oh, yeah. You.
Hey, now, don't let Dr. Cahill fool you because we let the ladies play one hole. Somebody got up there with a little bit of form. I said, hold on, wait a minute. What's this going on? What? So why do you know so much about golf, Dr. Cahill?
Just because my dad used to always take me and my brother to the country club that we were at, and he used to, have us do some golf. So I was just kind of used to it at a young age.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? See the Adam Country Club golf course? They got 100,000 acres in North Dakota.
That's
See what I'm
what
saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so if you going to country clubs and sitting in the suites and the owners' boxes at the game and Silver Spur and Golden Spur and all that at South Carolina games and stuff. You get up in North Dakota and you chasing pigs and picking corn off of stalks that is double your height. I can understand how that could be a little bit of a culture shock, but fun, like you said, at the same time.
Yeah, no, it definitely was different, but it was so fun because I was so young. And then like not just that, my favorite part wasn't even those things. I mean, we did a lot of horseback riding there, and that probably was my favorite.
Okay.
Um, yeah, that was probably my favorite thing to do when I was there was the horseback riding.
Any fishing, any kind of like, like shooting,
I
like
think they
trap
did. I think
shooting.
they did do fishing. I didn't do the fishing, but they did offer, I think, fishing when you're there. And then I think different times they do different things. So like I know my dad would go by himself, and he would take some of his clients,
Yep.
and they would do cow roping and branding. And see, that's not something that we did when we would be up there.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I could definitely see that. Yep, the roping, branding. Did you do like any kind of like? Because when I was growing up, like we did, and I've told this a million times. People that have regularly listened to our show. Like when I grew up in South Carolina, like we took our hunter's education course, and then the reward of finishing the hunter's education, and I took the hunter's education course while in a summer program, a school ran summer program. And once we finished the course, our reward was getting to go skeet shooting. So they would set up the clays and whatnot, and then we would, use the shotguns and get to shoot clays, at I don't know, 8, 9, 10 years old. When y'all were up
Mhm.
there, was there any of that? Like, did you get to like handle like
No,
shotguns or
no,
anything like
we
that?
didn't. We didn't. I'm sure that like when my dad went, they probably did other stuff that we didn't do.
Hmm.
Um, but no, I wish we would have though. That would have been pretty cool too.
Yeah, that.
That's something. So horseback riding, is that something your dad just took you out there and just threw on the horse? Or you just had to get like some lessons on how to ride a horse? How
Yeah,
did that
no,
start?
yeah, no. There's no lessons. You get on the horse. They saddle. Of course, they're going to saddle it for you. But you get on your horse and you go. If you're there every year, you're usually riding the same horse that you ride every year.
Mm.
That's
See,
fair.
I can't do horses. I don't know what it is. It's something about you standing up next to them, and it seems like they just 20 freaking feet tall. You know,
Hmm.
it's like our experience when we went to Dubai, and I stood next to that camel, and I looked at my wife, and I asked, and I just looked at her. I said, I don't know how in the hell I got here, because I'm looking at this camel, and the camel's looking like I could just eat you right now.
Now, see,
That's how
camels are a
I
little
feel about
different.
horses.
Camels are a little different. They do a little spitting and stuff like that. Horses, they're not going to do that. They might get spooked and they might run off a little bit. So, yeah, but they don't like spit at you or anything like that.
Yeah. The worst you got to worry about is getting kicked. And I never saw anybody personally get kicked. I know people that have gotten kicked, and it's not fun, to say the least. Um, when couple things about horses. When I was lived in Charleston, I was a tour guide, so I drove like the horses on the carriage,
Mhm.
for like the historic tour guide when I was in Charleston. And like you said, they pretty much, you learn how to, with the rope and you pull, if you want them to go to the right, pull, you want to go to the left,
Right.
hit it if you want them to speed up a little bit. But again, it's a slow tour, so it's not like you just barreling through the streets of Charleston with a horse and carriage. But the thing that would get me like with the female horses and stuff is just like sometimes they just start like rocking. Like if you stop and you talking at a high, like you stop and you talking about this house and it's like, oh, this mansion right here, oh, this is what happens right here, yada yada yada. So you talking to the people and you holding on to the straps, to make sure the horse don't go
Mhm.
anywhere. and then the horse might stop and it might be eating like grass or something like that, like while off the side or whatnot. It's just minding his business. But the female horses, because of the way the harness is on them, like just every now and then, I just like feel like just rocking back and forth. And I'm like, what the hell is going? What is this horse doing? And it's just minding her own business. And then you have like a diaper on them, so they all the stuff is going right there to keep it off of the streets and whatnot. Horses are interesting animals, man. Like I don't know if
Mhm.
I could ever ride one. I've never had a desire to like get on one and try to ride one, but I absolutely loved the summer that I got to be a tour guide and learn how to drive horses and take care of them and hose them down to keep them cool
Mhm.
and all of that good stuff. You should
Yeah,
try it, Antonio.
I,
I think that would be right up at. You know what, Antonio? You know what I think you should do? Um, you should take a horse's temperature.
mm, no. Okay, I tell you what, I'll make a deal with you.
Doctor, you know what I'm talking. That's why you laughed when I did it right. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I okay, I kind of know somewhat how you're supposed to take it. So I tell you what, I'll make a deal with you. I would do that, Adam, if you hold an anaconda around your neck.
Well, we already know that ain't gonna happen, so I don't know what you talking about.
Well,
That's not even
hey,
a fair bet. I don't even know
I,
what
I gave you I gave you an out.
you gave me an out. Shit, I never got in. You talking about you gave me an out? That was
so
what?
so Dr. Cahill, the reason why Adam does not like snakes. You want to talk about somebody who is definitely scared of snakes?
Nope,
Don't even send Adam an Instagram video that looked like got a snake on it. He
nope,
will swipe and delete
yep.
immediately.
I don't need to see that.
Well, they have snakes in North Dakota.
And,
Um,
and see, that's something I'm
and
always interested in, just because, like, you look at the terrain, right?
Mhm.
And I lived in Wisconsin for a little while, and I would go out. Once you get past, like I always tell people, like once you get past Milwaukee and all that in Wisconsin, it's all dairy farm. And it's basically, if you close your eyes and you know any better, it's South Carolina, Georgia, whatever, all over again, just with big, like grain silos, right? But I
Mhm.
always wondered, like in those marshes and stuff, like I duck hunted in marshes, on Lake Pepin out there, and I always just wondered, like, there's got to be snakes out here, like this is snake habitat. So what kind of snakes did you see? Like I'll stop for a second because he's right. I don't fool with snakes at all. I get that from my
Well,
dad.
no, the good thing is, I honestly I didn't see any live ones. They actually we ate a lot of snake there. So what they do is like, especially they'll have a night where we have like this big party. It's like the night before you leave, and they'll cook all this food. They'll cook the corn that we picked, and then they'll have all this other food. But they also have snake. They have all kinds of, they'll have like other meats too, like, like venison, stuff like that, but they'll have snake there too for you to eat.
I'm glad you said that. So you said your dad might be trying to do this again.
Oh, he did. Yeah. My dad actually wants to build one. He wants to build his own there and have the same type of concept where people come, and you have these different activities that they can do. You don't have to, because there's some older people that used to come and they just want to, relax and, just chill for the week. But, have different activities that they can do and just be, like a nice hotel. But
So you
like I said,
saying
yeah, it's like rooms.
so you saying we can go up there and trout fish and deer hunt and elk hunt and all that stuff once your dad gets this set up.
Mhm.
I was about to say,
Adam,
sign me up for the pronghorn and the deer hunts. Y'all can keep the snake meat. I'm still at the snake meat. I'm trying to figure out because I've seen on Instagram where people have like grilled and like whole snakes, put them serpents on the grill and stuff. I'm surprised that they was able to cook, depending on what you believe in. But what I what was that? What was that scene in the first barbershop where the dude was just like, oh, it just vexes me. Like what? Chicken,
So
pigs, y'all catching pigs, chickens. You got deer meat. What? Who wanted to do the snake and why and how? And yeah, I got questions.
I don't know. I don't I mean it wasn't like nobody asked. That was just what was cooked. That was just what was
Yeah, I
there.
don't think nobody would ask. Like, oh, like, hey, by the way, let me get. I
Yeah,
need
that was
to
just what was cooked. The
look.
snake.
I am very respectful of my elders. Don't get me wrong, but if I met your dad, I'd be like, look, Tank, what the hell? What's going on? Like, like, what we
was it
doing?
like fried snake?
Yeah, like,
Yeah, it would be like I can't remember if it was I want to say it might have been fried. Um
Lord have
but
mercy.
I was young back then. I didn't eat any. I would be like, no, thank you. But I mean, I'm pretty sure my mom had some. Actually, my mom couldn't go one year. And I told my dad, I was like, well, I really want to take my best friend. And so we took my best friend.
And she tried the snake.
No, she definitely did not try the snake, but that was no, you talk about a shock for somebody. That was definitely a shock for her because it was her first flight ever.
Okay,
So
yeah.
that was one thing. And then, it just being, she never had been, she doesn't like animals like that. So just imagine she was doing horseback riding. She, it was out of her element, but she enjoyed herself.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I was going to ask, are we driving or flying? That's what I need to know.
Oh, definitely not driving.
Okay, that's a flight. All right.
Hmm. Yeah, it's enough driving
Definitely
once you
not.
actually get there. Because it wasn't close to the airport. So we had to drive. Like once you landed, you had to ride a good 2 hours just to get to like the Rivery because it was out there.
Okay, I can do that.
Hmm.
I can drive. I ain't get 2 hours.
Well, y'all flying to like Fargo? Do you remember?
I want I want to say maybe it was Fargo. I'll have to ask because
Yeah,
yeah, it wasn't wherever it wasn't close to the river. I mean, you still had to drive a good bit.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. I
Wow.
didn't know how soon Dad gonna do this because that sounds like a whole lot of outdoors up there. And I need to get a little
Yeah,
piece
yeah,
of it.
it's a lot of outdoors. Yeah, there's nothing. Like I said, there's nothing around. There's no grocery stores. There's nothing around for at least hours. You driving hours.
Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a minute now.
Mhm. Mhm.
So we out in the middle of nowhere.
Yes,
Off
yes,
the
you're out in the
grid,
middle of
baby.
nowhere.
Off the grid. You better get your Hughes net.
Hmm.
Yes, cell reception.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You still have
Okay.
cell reception and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
but
But
basically,
don't come out there with T-Mobile.
so we got to get our snacks and stuff before we come in.
no, because like I said, they had snacks. Your kitchen is 24 hours. You have plenty of snacks. You have all kinds of stuff to eat. You're not gonna be worried about snacks or anything like that.
Yeah, and
Okay.
this ain't Survivor. This is
Listen, man.
glamping.
Yeah,
This
no.
sound like to me. This is glamping before glamping became like a term a few
Yeah.
years
I
ago.
mean, you have people that's coming and cleaning your room every day. You have like real maids and stuff like this.
Yeah,
You
that's right
know?
Oh,
up Antonio
we
alley.
good.
Yeah, that's right up Antonio alley.
Yeah.
That right there. That's
Oh,
all you. That's all
Mhm.
inclusive.
oh,
That's up his alley.
Yeah.
Like
You have a cook.
hey,
The cook is
we
cooking
good.
breakfast
Hey,
every morning for you. So you have a big spread for breakfast. I mean, you
yeah.
have food.
Yeah, see that's right up his alley. See, like some of the hunts that I've been on, like my bear hunt in Maine last year. And I ain't gonna lie. Now I got in Maine last year. We ate good. If we ain't do nothing else, we ate good. We ain't see
Yeah,
no
you do.
bears. We
Right.
ain't kill no bears, but we ate good. Nah, that I would
Right.
say that. But it wasn't no maid coming in. Like we bought our snacks and and whatnot. Some guys bought, some bourbon, put it in the refrigerator, so we sit around the campfire and whatnot, like after the hunt. But what you talking about right there? That's oh yeah, that man in the top of the right screen. That's him right there. I see his face light up, boy. As soon as you say
Hey,
made, he was
y'all
done.
already, hey, y'all already know.
Mhm.
Antonio is high maintenance. All right.
Yeah, no, they're coming to cleaning your rooms, and I love how they had different Indian tribe names as your room. So you might have like
Yeah.
your room might be the Cheyenne, or you might have something different, but it was all Indian tribe names, which I thought was pretty neat.
Okay. I'm kind of looking forward to this. We know when this is going to happen. So, uh, don't let Dr. Cahill fool you, because I heard you talking about this. You have some wine and all that stuff back there. Dr. Cahill do a little bourbon too, Adam.
Oh
Oh yeah, no,
yeah.
I saw before we started recording. Like I was looking at some of those bottles, and I was like, well, I know she a doctor, so it definitely ain't no E&J and Paul Masson in them bottles back there. So what you got going on back there, bourbon wise? Like, what's your like I said again, we got a lot of questions. This is right up Antonio's alley as well, because he's the big bourbon guy. Like, what? So, how did you get? First of all, how did you get started on bourbon? And then, second of all, like, what's your favorites?
Okay, so I got started on bourbon once I started dating my husband because that's all he is a bourbon person.
Okay.
He's
Mm.
Yep.
very into bourbon. So that's literally how I got started. I like a couple of different ones. I don't know what I would say is my favorite. I really am into the Penelopes right now, the Rio. I like the Penelope Rio. That's really good. But I would probably say my go-to would probably be the 10-year. That Penelope is good. But I really do like the Basil Hayden 10-year. I don't know. That's probably one of my good go-tos.
Yeah. A lot of the guys, when I'm on the road and we go out and stuff, a lot of them they get like that Basil Hayden. I never, I shouldn't say never, but I haven't jumped on the old fashioned train. I feel like I went away for like a year and then started going into bars, and then everybody started ordering old fashions. Um, almost like the equivalent of gin and juice when we was in high school or in college.
Yeah.
As soon as Snoop said gin and juice and came out with a hockey jersey on a bicycle, everybody started drinking gin and juice. So that's how I kind of feel about old
Mhm.
fashions. But I know a lot of guys love that Basil Hayden.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
this is all I'm gonna say. I will put my old fashioned against anybody out here on the market.
Now,
Anybody.
Antonio's old fashioned is really good. I have to say that I do like Antonio's old fashioned.
I feel
Delicious.
did when you did when y'all did the oh hell the derby party year before last. Did you make one?
You know what? I think I did have the old fashioned.
I feel like that's probably like one of the first times that I tried one, and then because I
Like
remember
one.
you,
I did.
yeah, you made a couple of drinks that you made a couple of drinks that day, but they were good. That much I do remember. I remember them being good.
Okay, so it's comedy time now. So I just took Dr. Cahill and her husband on the Bourbon Trail for the first time.
Okay.
Yes.
The end of was that May.
Yes.
When I tell you, or should I let you tell
No, you tell it. It was
it?
it was your birthday
So let me tell you
weekend.
something. So Adam, you know me. When we do stuff, we do it big, right?
Yep.
So the disclaimer I gave them: when we leave Kentucky and you come back here by yourself, this same treatment might not be here.
Oh
Okay,
no,
I'm just
definitely
letting y'all
not.
know. When I tell you I had to make sure my people get treated like VIPs that weekend, boy, look here. I had my chest out. You couldn't tell me nothing. I was walking around like I was like one of her dead, what'd you call him?
One of the clients?
One of his clients. There you go. Reserved tables, private
Listen,
tasters.
look, and as you should have, because you was royalty.
Man, let me tell you something. I was so happy my people had such a good time on there. I got on that airplane coming back, and I was just like, you know what? That was a spectacular weekend of
It
drinking
was.
bourbon and driving around Kentucky with my kinfolk, boy. But I wish you could have been there, Adam. You just had to be there.
Hey,
We ain't got enough time
cannot
on
beat
this
that,
podcast.
man. You
Huh?
can't beat that. When you have good times with good people, that stuff is priceless.
That's right. That's right. It was a good time. I'm not gonna lie. It was definitely a good time.
It was a good time. I tell you, boy, I think the funniest part of that whole trip was where we at. You know what I'm talking about, Shayla? We were, God darn it. They called my name. Oh, it was Evan Williams.
I
That's
was
what
about
it
to say
was.
Evan Williams.
So we
Mm-hmm.
walked into Evan Williams, right? So quick, my man Jeff Crow again. That's my dude at Heaven Hill. So there was a bottle I've been looking for the longest. And I thought it was going to be at Heaven Hill Distillery, but I forgot Heaven Hill, Evan Williams, they're two different locations. So Heaven Hill has their products, Evan Williams has their products in Louisville. So he sent me a message and he said, "Hey man, are you going to go to Louisville?" Yeah. I said, we can get up there because we was at Jim Beam trying to order everything on the menu. Man, let me tell you something. We was eating like
Oh, that food was so good at
we
Jim
were
Beam. I'm not
eating
gonna lie.
like we had ate in 2 weeks when went to Jim
Mm-hmm.
Beam. Okay. So we get there. The guy said, when you get there, ask for, I forgot the dude's name. So we walked in. I said, hey, I'm looking for whatever. The people said, Antonio Marsh? I
They
said,
said,
yeah.
Mark,
They said, go upstairs. They're waiting for you. So, so of course, everybody sitting there looking. And of course, Dr. Cahill, she was like, Antonio Marsh? They're waiting for you upstairs. So we go upstairs, ask for the dude. He said, Antonio? I said, yep. He said, oh, we got something for you. I said, all right, thanks. He pulled that bottle out, like a kid in a candy store. You couldn't tell me nothing. So here's the funny thing about that bottle. So when he called up there, he said that was the last one they had.
mm-hmm.
So when the guy told him on the phone, he says, hey, we have one, but it's sitting on the general manager's desk. So my man Jeff told him, he said, well, take it off his desk. He's coming to get it. I said, ooh. So somebody gonna come to work on Monday and gonna be hot.
Missing. Bottle missing.
Gone.
Bottle gone.
Fooling around with you out here taking general managers' bottles and whatnot.
Hey, sitting here right now. Went back to the hotel, got that bubble wrap, wrapped it up, put it in that bag. Hey, let's get on down the road.
Right.
Tell you. It's good to know people, boy.
Yeah, listen, that's one thing I will say about you now. You definitely know how to work a room.
Yes,
I will get over there and be quiet and mind my own business. I don't bother nobody. I don't talk to nobody. You know, if you talk to me, I'll give you a little conversation for a little while. But after a while, it's like, all right, now, especially if you ain't talking about nothing, it's all right, leave me alone now. I just want to vibe, just be in my own little space. This man here, social butterfly.
honestly,
Yes.
if he hadn't been
Kind of smart.
we probably wouldn't be friends. Because I feel like him and my husband are similar in that way. They both do work a room really well.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, he work a room now. You have to go tell him to go sit his Jimmy's. I'm sorry, YouTube. You got to go tell him to go sit his butt down somewhere.
literally, okay.
Hey, look here, guy. But Dr. Cahill, I got some questions.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you being a pharmacist, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure you see my little stash of medication here, and that's just
Yes, I do.
that's some of the stuff that I get from the VA. What is the biggest thing you tell your customers when they come in about taking this many medications at one time?
I can't can't say I really tell them one specific thing. If they're taking a lot of medications, I just want to make sure they know exactly what they're taking and what it's for. Because I have so many patients that take medication and they don't even know what they're taking.
Mm.
And they don't know why. And that
Yeah.
scares me.
Yeah. And I asked that because I was in one of the pharmacies one day and they had that consultation window. And the
Mm-hmm.
pharmacist came over and the lady got the stuff and she had so much. And it's almost like the doctor didn't tell her. But, they probably did. But it seems like she was confused. Well, do I take this and this at the same time?
Same
So it's
time,
kind
yeah.
of good that consultation window's there and they can kind of ask pharmacists, for some back info. Because trying to reach some doctors sometimes is like impossible.
Yeah.
And that's why I
No,
asked that question.
no, absolutely right. And I mean, I've had patients that be like, "Well, my doctor didn't tell me, I just got put on this insulin. I don't know how to use it. Could you show me,
Mm.
how to use it?" But that's right up my alley. So I don't mind, taking the time out and showing them because, that's a whole lifestyle change. I mean, you go from non-insulin to insulin. That's a big jump.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just, yeah, I want people to know what they're taking.
One thing that I learned very quickly, um, when I was going through like my whole thing with my transplant, like I had a kidney transplant a couple of years ago, and then before then I had to be on dialysis. And the one thing I learned is ask questions, ask questions,
Mhm.
ask questions, ask more questions. You have to be like your own advocate because sometimes it feels like, like they just like pushing like stuff on you or whatever. And, like when I hear you say like, patients are like, they get stuff and they don't know why they have it or like why they taking it. Like, man, like, and I know people, some people say like, well, you shouldn't look everything up on your phone or stay off of your phone and misinformation and stuff like that. But you gotta ask like questions. Like you can't hand me any kind of pill or tell me I gotta be on this or I gotta do that without me asking you 50, 11 questions. And respectfully, like I'm not saying act like you know more than the doctor or the pharmacist, but
Right,
just like, okay, what does this do? What is this? What are the side effects? These are the side effects I'm feeling. Like it has to be like an ongoing participation, like conversation.
right. And that's what I want people to understand. And then I want people to realize like, you don't have to necessarily be on all your medications for the rest of your life, especially if you want to get off some of those medications. You can definitely do a lifestyle change. But what I realize with a lot of my patients is a lot of people aren't willing to do it. They're not willing to change their diet. They're not willing to exercise. Um, but then they don't want to pay the prices for the medicine. So I have to,
Yeah.
I like to be upfront with my patients. And sometimes, they don't really like me at first, but then they understand like Shayla, she just trying to help me. She just wants me to be better. She wants me to be my best self. And in order to do that, she got to be honest with me.
Yeah. What do you what do you say to like patients that want to do like either a combination because like you said something very very important, like you don't have to be on your medications for the rest of your life. Like you have patients that want to mix in like I guess what they call holistic or like more natural um types of like remedies or natural, like kind of things, whether it's like roots and stuff like that. Like what do you say to patients that come to you like with the alternative or want to like incorporate more natural stuff to hopefully wean themselves off of medication or be off of medication completely?
Well, I'm totally all for it. I mean, I actually started my own LLC like 2 years ago, and that's what it is. It's called Holistic Pharmacy. I want patients
Okay.
to be able to, you know, do natural things. patients. I don't want them to have to take medication because any medication is going to have side effects to it.
Yep.
But with, like I said, diet and exercise and things like that, they don't have to be on, the blood pressure medicine. And then they're like, well, he had to up my dose because it's not working. Well, what are you eating? Let's start there. What are we drinking? Because diabetes is so rampant right now.
Yeah.
And I talked to a patient. We've had multiple conversations with one of my patients, and he's like, well, I thought I was doing really good when I was buying all the juices out the store. And what I realized is a lot of people just have a lack of education. They really do not know, what's healthy, what's not healthy. They're like, I thought I was doing good when I saw the lady in front of me and she had all the sodas in her cart, but I had the juice.
Not the sodas.
You know what?
Everybody knows the soda. Everybody and I'm guilty. Like that is like one of my weaknesses, especially from I'm full with energy drinks, but like a Mountain Dew, like especially like if I just need like a kick because I don't do coffee or whatever. But I learned real quick like dark sodas and stuff. As much as I love nothing more than a ice cold Coca-Cola, it's like if you're trying to do right. It's like keep that shit away from me. Keep it far away.
Right. And then people just aren't drinking enough water. They're not drinking any water. They're drinking a lot of juices and then they're eating really bad.
Yeah.
It's my problem, water.
Yeah.
But you know what? I saw a pharmacist one time. Yeah, I forgot where I was at. It was years ago, and I had to give that pharmacist some respect because the lady was getting a consultation on some medicine that she was buying. And the pharmacist said, ma'am, listen, we can fill this for you. He said, but if you go over here, this right here has the same ingredients as what you're going to get here. You're just going to get generic versus name brand. So if you want to pay the money, go ahead, but you can save yourself about $4 or $5 and go over here. Is that true?
Yeah. I mean, there's different things that you can definitely recommend for patients. I mean, and I always say this, like, some patients are like, well, the doctor prescribed me this, but I really don't understand why he did it, and I don't think I need it. And I'm like, well, if you feeling like that you don't need it, like first of all, why did he say or why did they say
right?
That he needed it? Let's go there first, and then we can talk about what are the other options. If it's high blood pressure, if it's diabetes or whatever. But the big one is right now is diabetes and hypertension for sure, and heart failure. I see a lot of too.
Yeah, because my A1C had got kind of high. Ooh, that was about 5 years ago, and I didn't know. I kept going to my VA appointments. Nobody said anything until one doctor said, "Hey, your A1C was a little high." It was like not high, but it was like 6.4. It was up there.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "No, basically, you need to make a lifestyle change. You need to eat better, exercise, and just kind of pay attention, to what you're doing, what you're putting in your body." So I told myself, I said, you know what? I don't even remember when that Dick's was over here in off of Two Notch by Target. Yeah, there was a Dick's over there.
Yep.
I said, you know what I can do? Instead of sitting on the couch watching Family Feud every day, how about you get on that bike, ride that bike for a whole hour instead of sitting on your butt? And I kid you not, I think in a year when I went back, it had went from like 6.6 down to 5.4. Like a year, and now it's just exercising and eating better, and that's all it was. And a lot of people aren't willing to do that. They rather take a pill instead of exercise.
And that's it. But just like you said, just that 1 year, that's such a big jump to go from 6 something to 5 something. People don't understand like just the little things that we can do. If you just start walking, every day, or if you just start changing your diet, just change a little bit. It's just the magnitude of how much we can affect our body is amazing. And people just really don't. They just really don't want to do it.
Yeah. The doctor said, yep. He said, we got to have that lifestyle conversation talk. I said, yep, here we go. I think I hit 40. is when I first got that talk from the doctor.
And that's another thing. I've noticed that even I've had to, adjust myself because of just changing ages. My body is just not the same as it was in my 20s or my 30s. I have to change.
Yeah. Yeah. The aging thing is real, and how you respond to certain things and whatnot. You get it, like, when you might have a surgery or have something happen, at a younger age, and you're like, okay, you get it, you can bounce back from it, whatever. But as you get older, now like, at least for me anyway, like I start to understand why certain people, when they get at certain ages and they just decline certain surgeries, just because your body is just not going to bounce back, or you just can't take it.
That's right. Exactly it.
Oh,
But I guess it's just information, knowledge, everybody sharing with each other. Just people like yourself, tell the patient when they come in what to do. It's either they're going to listen or they're not. All you can do is just, like they say, share the wealth. That's what I tell my
Right,
people.
right. And that's what I do. I feel like, and some people, they might not be ready right now, but then down the line they might be like, you know what? I gotta do something different. I gotta change myself.
yeah.
What do I do? How do I go from here? What's the first step?
Yeah. But medications get expensive because I'm telling you, I was in that pharmacy one day, and I'm telling you, I could have swore I thought she told that lady something she was going to get was going to be like $2,300. I don't know what it
Very well
was,
could.
but I
Very
was
well
trying to
could.
like, I know I just didn't hear that. I said that is ridiculous, but
Mhm.
I guess that's the world we're in. People need it, and hopefully, I hear a lot of people that complain about the insurance is not covering it, but what can you do? Get out there, exercise. I guess, like I said, so you don't have to take it. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, right. Especially with this prices. Like I've seen so many people that, they have these high deductibles, so their medicine is so expensive in the beginning of the year. They're paying $300, $400, just to get a 30-day, supply. It's like, my goodness. And they're like, I'm on a fixed income. And so I understand. I, I hate to see it. And then it's like, if they don't have insurance, it's a whole nother little beast that you gotta, fight with. And hopefully you can find programs out here that accept people on a certain amount, if they're making a certain amount of money, and they'll pay for their drugs. But for the people that are making a little bit of money, they're not gonna be able to get, those special programs and things like that. So
Right.
Yeah, I think it's getting ready to get a lot tighter too.
I was
After
about to
oh,
say,
recent events.
I believe so as well. I
yep,
believe so.
yep. With the way things going on, shit, ain't nobody gonna be able to qualify for programs.
No. Are there going to be any programs? That's the
Right,
thing.
right, yeah,
Next
and
year.
right, and then there's exactly, and then there's that. Um, I know for me, I have really enjoyed this conversation. Or we went all over the place. I told you we would go all over the place. There is no set format. There is no, like we got to do this, this, and this. Like I have really enjoyed this. I learned about bourbon. I learned even more about medication. I learned about people out there frying snakes for no real good reason. Like there's so much that I have learned. And before we get you out of here, like where I heard you said like you started like a holistic company. Like where can people find you? Like where can people get information? All that stuff. Give folks all the info that you are willing to share.
Mhm. Okay, well, right now I'm still in the works. I'm still putting everything together. I actually had some stuff that I had been working on for a good year, but I felt like it was just not good enough for the people. So, I don't really know yet. I mean, I do have a website, but I'm not on there a lot, so I don't want to say that. And then people try to, contact me through there. But um, definitely on social media. Definitely just Shayla Cahill. I am creating a holistic page. But yeah, that's going to be everything that all natural things. And it's also going to be about the mind, the body, and the soul. It's not just going to be about medications. It's just literally you taking care of yourself wholly.
Yeah.
So yeah, once I get it up and running, I definitely come back and talk to y'all more about it. But yeah, I'm hoping a lot of things go well because I really do have a lot of stuff I want to do for the people.
They will go well. I will just say this. Um, and it's something that I struggle with even in like my work life and even doing this podcast. And I have to remind myself, like, because people say I'm a perfectionist. I don't think I'm a perfectionist, but I definitely want things to be a certain way. And
Right,
one of the things that I had to learn is 50% done is better than 100% looking over it, and not doing anything. So
right,
unsolicited advice, if you think that is not good enough for the people, it's probably three times better for the people. We are our own worst critics. So go and get that thing out there. Because
Yep,
one thing is for
we
sure,
sure are.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like one thing for sure, whether it's drinking bourbon, going to kill deer, or catching and frying snakes, whatever it is, if you ain't healthy, you ain't gonna be able to do it.
you're
So
right. You're absolutely right.
so go
So
ahead.
I guess I'm off the hook for checking this horse's temperature. What a horse, cow? What was he trying to do?
Who said anything about checking cow temperature? Lord have mercy. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you off the hook. Yeah, yeah. Because like I
All
said, I
right.
was never on it. So
Okay.
you
Hey,
you
Adam,
off
listen.
the hook.
So I know we got to get wrap this up pretty soon. But look here. So we gotta get you down here for a bourbon tasting and get them over. But boy, let me tell you, she got this ninja slut no well the slushy machine.
Yeah.
Boy, look here. Boy, I think I drank that thing dry.
Listen, if
Hey,
one more
line.
if one more person talk about a ninja machine, I swear it's like every couple of months something just take over and everybody just like people just lose their mind. It was like the chicken sandwich when Popeyes got chicken sandwiches. And that's exactly how the ninja slushy was like over Christmas. Like people was running each other over, knifing people in the middle of the aisle and all kind of stuff just to get a damn ninja slushy. So if you got one, I definitely want to try it because I want to see what all the hype is about.
You gotta try it. But we had bourbon slushies, see, and those was
Mhm.
good.
I promise you. When we was at their house Saturday, I had mine by Tuesday.
He did.
It's sitting right there right now. I'm mad we ain't opened it yet.
I was
I'm
about to
trying to figure
say,
out
so
what we
you
waiting
went
on.
and got it, but they ain't using it.
I'm trying to
Antonio,
use it.
not for you.
I'm in here doing puzzles and stuff every night. I ain't been able to open it up yet.
You
Oh, you
better
know.
open it. It's no put together. It's like already put together.
So
I'm gonna put I'm gonna put my foot down this weekend and we're gonna open it.
I was about to say, so there people out
Mhm.
here that, like I said, was trying to get slushes, and you just got one just hanging out, collecting dust, ain't even out the box. Boy, what they say? You can't hide money. Ain't that what they
Man,
Right.
whatever.
say? Dr. Cahill, thank you again for joining us. We appreciate it. And we're going to wrap this up and get on out of here. We catch y'all on the next one. Make sure, like I said, everything Bryant Land, official Bryant Land on YouTube and Instagram, Hunting with the Marshes on Instagram, and then Dr. Shayla Cahill on social media. And then we're going to get y'all off of these medications and on some holistic vibes and get this thing
Hmm.
popping. So, y'all take it
That's
easy. We'll catch
right.
y'all on the next one.